Holy cow, YouTubers, it's Boss Magnus here with another Magic the Gathering Arena video for your viewing or listening pleasure. We are achievement hunting yet again, and this is the achievement we're after. It says destroy 250 creatures you don't control over any number of games. And you'll notice it doesn't say anything about not being able to do it in direct challenges or against Sparky, but that's not how we're going to roll. Why? Because these core achievements on different arena formats suck. Yes, I am almost exclusively a standard player. That's not to say the other formats suck, they just suck to me. So I'm kind of having to force myself to get some games in Alchemy, Explorer, Historic, Timeless, and Brawl in order to hopefully get these achievements at some point in the future. So, since I got to jam games, I'm going to jam games in these other formats. The other thing is, as you can see, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. We are down to our Color Mastery Black for the Color Mastery achievements. The only ones that we have left here for the core achievements are the Arena Milestones, which are play lots of games, reach Mythic and Limited, open packs, wild cards, 4 copies of each card, which I don't think are good content. I might make mention of them if I happen to hit them. And then in the advanced achievements, again, reaching max wins in Limited, drafting 5 copies, and reaching Mythic and Constructed Limited. Again, probably not the best content. However, if I get into doing some drafting, I might record some of the drafts and share them here. So if that's something that you might find interesting, especially if you're not great at drafting and you want to see somebody else who isn't great at drafting, and I don't know, maybe you want to talk some shit, tell me how shitty I am at drafting, that's fine too. If you want to watch somebody who's good at drafting, watch Paul Cheon. He's really good at drafting. So then what we've got left here are these arena formats. So there isn't a whole lot left of the achievements. Won't be doing much more achievement hunting. So what we've got left here in Color Mastery Black are pay 200 life as a cost over any number of games, destroy 250 creatures, and cast 250 zombie or demon spells over any number of games. So I said we're going to be going after this one called Dies to Doomblade, but we're really not. What I'm actually doing is I'm going to be grinding at any cost, paying 200 life. It just happens to have creature removal, and we're going to hit this one while we play. And this video will not show you probably all of the paying 200 life, as I've got a lot of games to jam. I just really didn't want to miss the Dice to Doomblade. On the other hand, what I might do is I might clip together some videos and do it together that way. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be part 1 and a part 2. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the deck or decks that I have here. Now, it says pay more life historic and pay life standard. This is the deck I'll play with first. It is it was a standard legal deck. Let me see if it still is. What do I lose if I go into Alchemy? No, it's still standard legal deck, so I'm going to keep it as standard, just so you know that you can play it in standard if you like. But again, I was playing it in Alchemy, which is why I set it that way. And the cards that we're really trying to play to pay life are Bitter Triumph, also for the Dies to Doomblade achievement. We've also got Lunar Convocation. You can pay life to draw a card. Why is there only one? Because I only have one. And I'm a cheap bastard, and I didn't want to craft more cards. I did have 4 Zorlines, where I can pay 2 life and be able to bring something back from the graveyard. And then we've also got 3 Gicks, which when we attack and do damage, we can pay 1 life to draw a card. So that's basically what the deck is. The other card I have to be able to pay life is Fountain Port. If you see something that I've left out, let me know. It's mostly a black deck. There are these 5 hybrid cards, Orzhov cards, and I felt like I've got enough sources for the 1 white pip that I need for those. So that's the pay life standard deck. But again, I'm not going to just play it standard. So we'll call that one done. The other one we have is pay more life, and I called it Historic, which I think is because I set it for Historic. And why? It's because we also found Call of the Ring that I had from when I started playing around Lord of the Rings time. So whenever you choose a creature as your ring bearer, you can pay 2 life. I also modified this a little bit. I put in treasure dredgers, which allow me to pay a life to create a treasure token. Why? Just to create a token, just to pay life, not because I need it for anything, but it can also help get the white mana that we might need here. Tenacious Underdogs, Blitz, pay 2 life. That's another option here. I've got 1 Heirloom Mirror. Pay life, discard a card. It allows us to cycle through our deck, get to the cards that we want, drawing cards, milling cards, and then when this has 3 ritual counters on it, it becomes a flying 4/4. We still have the Bitter Triumph here, still have the Gix, still have the Lunar Convocation, still have Zorleen. Both of the decks utilize Sheldred in the hopes that when I'm drawing these cards and paying this life, that I'm going to be able to recoup some of it as well. They also both are running 4 Restless Fortresses, which hopefully can attack and gain me some life. Those are the decks that we're going to play. We will start with this pay life standard deck, but I'm going to, let's see, which format should I play it in? See if there's anyone that I have a hope of hitting in this episode. Nope. 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 A whole lot of nopes, so it doesn't really matter. That's okay. We will pay life standard and explore, which is where I was last jamming it. So let's just go for that. Let's see what happens. My expectation is that I should be able to cast the 2 Dies to Doomblade achievement points. I guess they're points that I need to get by killing 2 of my opponent's creatures, assuming they have creatures, assuming they want to play that game of Magic. And then I might move to the other one just because I set that one up to have more life-paying opportunities. Yep, this looks great. If I actually have something to cut down, then I should be able to hit this pretty quickly. Otherwise, I've also got a Bitter Triumph as a backup. They're playing Kahira, the Orphan Guard, as their companion. Kahira, the Orphan Guard. Each creature is a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast. It's Vigilance 3/2. And it's a Lord, so it gives everybody else +1/+1 and Vigilance. Super duper. Sacred Cat, go to the grave. That's 1. We are 1 out of 2. Drop the other Courtyard. Let's take a look at your hand. Let's see what you got. Helping Hand, returning something from the graveyard. Quetzal's Flanker, exiling a graveyard, a little bit of search. Bronzehide Line, never seen this card before. A cat, this creature gains indestructible until end of turn. When it dies, return it to the battlefield. It's an aura enchantment with a enchant creature you control. Okay. And then they've got Kahira in their hand. So, you know what? Let's take Kahira. That's interesting. They're playing Kahira, and they've also got it set up as their companion. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get rid of that now. And we will pay the 3 life, not because we need to, but because we want to get closer to that achievement. So the reason we wanted to kill that thing now was because there wasn't a creature for it to come back on. They definitely have the more aggressive deck here, but it seems like, no, they got the mana. They're Besage You. Discard to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Adorned Pouncer. Okay. And an Embalmed Cat. You turned it into a mummy. What does Eternalize do? You may pay the Eternalize cost to exile it from your graveyard and create a token that's a copy of this card, except it's black. It's 4/4, has no mana cost, and it's a zombie. Cool. Okay, well, we'll kill that too. And then we are going to rapidly run out of gas, but that's okay. Attack. And there's Shelly. Now I get to see if they have anything. Oh god. No, it's not you, main 55. It's outside my door. I hear a cat making the painful moans of a throwing up. They're doing their hairball thing. Gross. So it's a treat, I suppose I have waiting for me somewhere. Okay, now we could Starscape Cleric, gain some life, and opponents lose life. It'd be really sweet if I had another land and I could double do that. So, let's see. That's the companion. This is in the grave, and I guess this is what's in their hand, so let's take that out of their hand. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and play this out. And I will attack. There we go. I don't know if they have any kind of pump spells, but I'm definitely going to keep Shelly back as defense, and we will nibble away at their life total here. And there's an eternalized kitty. 4/4 double striker, exceedingly potentially painful. Yeah, I don't care if you know that I ain't got nothing in my hands. 2 more for you. That should be it. Nope, that's right. Only 2, so you're at 1. Oh, they bail. So we get the victory, and we should have killed enough creatures that we should get the achievement. Dies to Doomblade. Achievement completed. Boom shakalaka. Okay. Great. Imprisoned in the moon. Okay, so we'll claim this achievement here. Get 1 step closer to the Liliana Foundation's avatar. And now we're going to track the pay 200 life. Let's clear out the mastery pip there while we're playing. I think I've already gotten all the lands here. A bunch of cards that I'm probably not going to play with, so let's get a gear. Claim. I hate the way that the store gets a little pip here when you get one of those orbs. It's annoying. We got a pack as well from the mastery pass. Big deal. Cool. I do not like Aether Drift as a set. I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay. We'll keep playing Explorer. Well, no. It'll be timeless. And we're going to play the Pay More Life Historic. We can play it in historical times. And we'll see just how much life we can pay before we get crushed. Now, I fully expect that we're going to be running into ridiculous, super fast combo decks. I mean, we are playing Unranked, and yes, you could just play against Sparky if you wanted to and grind this out, but do you get daily wins for winning against Sparky? I don't know. I never play against Sparky, so. But I think it's fun to see other decks and see what other people are doing. The title that I'm running today is The Fervent. I'm so fervently going to pay life. Okay, got nothing going on, nothing for you, nothing for me. And if I don't get a land, I'm really going to do nothing. Ominous Seas. Whenever you draw a card, put a foreshadow counter. Remove 8 counters and create an 8/8 blue Kraken token. I didn't get a 3rd land, so fuck me, I suppose. I'm not running a land light deck in any way. Howling Mine. Aww, that's a throwback card. Back from the days of paper magic. Pretty sweet. And I got a land, and I got to cast something. Okay. What's going on over here, Simic? And then you got a regular draw, so you put 2 tokens on that. That is going to be coming out in 2 turns, I suppose. Or 3. Well. Oh, is this a Thassa's Oracle deck? Whenever I see Cultivate, I always think Thassa's Oracle. I don't know how quickly I can do anything here. But I am going to pay life. Yes, I will. And I will... Let's see here. Yeah, I'll discard Cut Down. Ooh, Shelly with a Howling Mine. They probably have something to get rid of. Oh, you have your own Shelly. I'm going to say nice. I like that because I have that. And then I'm going to just try to be cool here. Now you have combat research on this. Gets it Ward 1, and it's a 5/6. But I can still Bitter Triumph that. And again, I could Bitter Triumph and just discard a card. Okay, so that's Ward 2. But I'm going to pay 3 life, hit it, yes. Resolve, auto pay, auto pay. Now why am I doing this now? Because it's before my draw phase, so I gain the life, but I don't lose the life from theirs. Yeah. Let's attack. Let's pay the life, because we want to pay the life. And with our Shelly, we're okay. And let's see, we'll get rid of 1 land, and we'll get rid of the very expensive Extinguished Light. Okay. So you'll lose 4 life. And you still haven't gotten a big old Kraken yet. Spider-Man, also known as 007. Ah, Zimone and Dina, the pseudo Shelly. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, I lose 2 life and you gain 2 life. Is that it? Art thou bailing? That's it. That is game. Okay. Let me see here. So we hit our plays for the day. We're really far away from paying 200 life. I did want to share one thing with y'all too, is I was not trying to go for this achievement, cast 250 Goblin or Dragon spells, and apparently I hit it. I was doing a Foundations quick draft because I'm trying to draft into Mythic if I can this month, and I had a Goblin and I ran over my 250. I had this settled at like 240 or 245 or something, and I accidentally cheated, so I couldn't make a video out of it. And I was playing that in Timeless, and it was actually rather interesting. There was somebody who commented, and I'm sorry I don't have your name on the tip of my tongue, but they were playing my Elves deck in, I guess it was Historic or Timeless or something, and well, they beat the holy crap out of me, but I mean, it feels good that they beat me up with my own deck, so that was kind of funny. First time that's happened with me. But if I do I still have that deck, or did I delete that because yeah, it doesn't. Oh, there it is. Timeless Goblins. I'll go ahead and I'll put this up on the screen here. Let you take a quick look at it. But I'll go ahead and put a link to this as well. The deck that I was playing, Burnout Bastronaut, is really good. First of all, you get to start your engines when you drop it. Then it's got Menace, so when you attack, even if somebody made a first turn play, you can usually get through, which gets you to 2 on your start your engines. Fanatical Firebrand, You get haste with that, which even if you can't get through because they've got something bigger to block, you can sacrifice it, deal damage. That gives you potentially another tick on your start your engines here. And why do we care about start your engines on the Bastronaut? Because back speed has double strike. The Goblin Banneret. I don't know if I ever resolved the Mentor with this. I don't know if I did, but being able to pump it has been shown up a couple times. Goblin Bushwhacker, this is a really great card. For 2 red, gives everything else haste, and everything else +1/+0. So it's a little mini Anthem. Moria Marauder, this is really good too. First of all, it's double strike, so it essentially attacks like a 2/2. But this is really tricky to play, because if I attack with like 6 goblins, then, and there's no blocks, I do 6 damage, but I also exile 6 cards. And because this is very mana light, you end up getting rid of a lot of cards. And I think I actually lost a game to decking myself because I had 2 Marauders out. Kind of the same thing with the Horde Master here. When a goblin dies, you get to exile a card. So these are ways to continue to draw cards. Draconautics Engineer gives haste to other creatures. So if you cast several goblins, you can haste them with this. It's another benefit. Seer Slicer Goblin, obviously it's pumping out additional goblins. Battlecry Goblin pumps your goblins again, plus it creates a goblin if you have enough goblins in play. General Crete is awesome, and I would probably craft it another 2 of these. I know he's a 3-drop, but not only does this create goblins that are attacking and tapped, you don't have to attack with this one. You don't have to attack with General Crete for that to happen. You just have to attack with 1 or more goblins. And when that creature enters, Crete deals a damage to the opponent. So, for example, if you have this in play with Seer Slicer, when Seer Slicer creates another goblin at the beginning of the end step, Crete does another point of damage. When Squee attacks and creates a goblin token, Crete does a point of damage. When Howl Squad Heavy, at the beginning of your combat, creates a 1/1 red goblin token, Crete deals a point of damage. So you can see it's really, really powerful card in this, where you're trying to create a lot of goblins. Goblin Trash Master, I only had 1 of these. Again, I wasn't into trying to create or craft additional cards here, so I played 1 of these. I don't think I ever saw this guy. Krenko, really interesting when you give him haste, and then you can tap and you create several of them, and all of a sudden Crete is doing like a double lightning bolt or something like that somebody's had, and then 19 lands. I seem to never have a problem with getting the really critical 1 to 2 lands, and then you end up being able to usually end up exiling to get to your 3rd land, or you just get, you know, the 3 lands that you need to basically play everything except for these cards. So this is a pretty good deck. I'll include the link for this as well. But I've also put together a Historic Zombies deck, and as you can see, there's some other decks in here that I'm kind of tooling around with. But I think I'm probably going to stop this video here, because I don't think it's going to be tremendously interesting to watch me just continue to jam games where I'm paying life. I will, however, record it when I finish up that, and hopefully around the same time it'll be when I can show you the zombie one as well. And just for shits and giggles, I'll show you what I put together here. This is the Historic Zombie deck. It is blue, it's almost exclusively for Geralf, and the idea, the hope here is you can get Putrid Goblin that has Persist, so if it dies, it comes back with a -1/-1 counter. But then if you have, for example, Nantuko Husk, now you can sacrifice your own goblin, and when it comes back, when you have Geralf, you put a +1/+1 counter on a zombie that enters, and you're also creating blue and black zombie rogue creature tokens. So this becomes a bit of a loop, which is interesting to play with. I also have cards that I can return from the graveyard to my hand, return from the graveyard to the battlefield, just so that I can continue to have recursion. There's some control here, and then Gisa the Hellraiser, giving my zombies +1/+1, and more importantly, menace. And whenever I commit a crime, creating more zombies. And we've just got a few ways to do those crimes as well. So this has been, I would say, pretty rough going, but that's what I'm working on. So I'm going to leave this video there. This is kind of a miscellaneous. It'll be around one of the achievements, but there'll be a whole lot of other things in here. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the subscriptions and the likes in the comments. So if there's anything you want to see, let me know. Throw something in the comments. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.